That's some bullshit. All right. He's back. I'm gonna check him out later. All right, so looking us up on YouTube. It's not one of my fucking subscriptions. This is bullshit. He's back. I'm gonna check him out later. All right, so looking us up on YouTube. It's not one of my fucking subscriptions. This is bullshit. Okay, I see the music going. He's back. I'm gonna check him on YouTube. All right, so looking us up on YouTube. It's not one of my fucking subscriptions. Bullshit. Okay, I see the music going. He's back. I'm gonna check him on YouTube.
Oh, see, there it goes again.
Really? Okay, I see the music going.
You don't hear it, or is it just me?
Hold on.
See, there it goes again.
Really? Okay, I see the music going.
You don't hear it, or is it just me?
Hold on.
See, there it goes again. You say what?
Really?
Hold on, let me try this.
Okay, I see the music going.
You don't hear it, or is it just me?
Hold on.
You say what?
Really?
Hold on, let me try this.
Okay, I see the music going.
You don't hear it, or is it just me? Hold on, let me try this. Did it work?
That's weird.
What's weird?
Facebook, the video frame is flipped.
To what?
You're on the left and I'm on the right, but as I'm looking at us right now here on the thing, I'm on the right, I'm on the left, and you're on the right.
That's the least of my concerns.
Not for me. Okay, I heard.
That's on your end.
That's on my end.
Yeah. What do you have open?
I have Facebook open.
On laptop?
I'm looking at us right now. I have direct edition. I have direct edition. See, that's Facebook.
That's where the loop is coming from.
See, that's Facebook.
Can you turn the volume down on Facebook?
Yeah, I just did. Because I do not have my headphones. So, see what that gives you. Because the only thing that's giving volume now is this laptop, not the second one.
Yeah, that's what it should be. Because I still had Facebook up while I was streaming.
Oh, okay.
And that's where my loop was coming from. Because the OBS and the Facebook Live was both going at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So when I shut that off, my loop stopped. Now I don't hear anything. No loop.
I don't hear it I don't have Facebook open to hear it. I mean, I have it open, but I don't hear it. Because I turned the volume down.
I have it on my phone. Let me turn it down. It's on my phone,
and
yeah.
I have my headphones with me.
All right. Well, I think I solved the issue. Well, why y'all low in the cut? What's up?
No, the video.
Hold on. Let me get low. Gotta get a new gamer chair. How's that? Straight up.
Well, y'all know the cut. What's up?
See? Alright, what was that?
That? Okay, Facebook. I thought I... There you go. Because the video had stopped, so... Okay.
Only problem is... How am I gonna sit and move? Hold on, I gotta invite Wicked. Come on. Come on with your punk ass.
Take it all day.
Hey.
I'm supposed to go pick up my comics today.
You're supposed to go pick up what?
I'm supposed to go pick up my comics today.
I went yesterday. I've still got a bit of a backlog I have to read through. I told people I was going to start when I stream, I was just going to start reading my comic books.
Why you stream?
Yeah. Well, instead of playing games, I was just going to have the camera on my books and just read that. So I can clear out my backlog.
Something to do. Suppose.
Some of them was like, I better not. That would be spoilers.
Spoiler alert, bitches.
All right. What's up, TDE attendees? It's your boy, the Robot Bobby Q. T1 Mo will bring you another fresh, heaping hot plate of the direct edition. We get the latest news and opinion on comics, video games, action figures, collectibles, anime, and just a little bit of damn. Where Wicked at?
He ain't here.
He ain't here.
He ain't here.
And a little bit of what's Tiny? What do you think of as Tiny?
Micron.
For a minute, I thought you were going to say my crotch.
Micron. You know what? No, it doesn't fit. It doesn't work.
I was about to say, don't you dare. With just a salt-based sprinkle of anime thrown in for good measure.
Just salt-based.
Salt Bay. You remember Salt Bay?
It'll work for now.
And of course, we got Master Jushin in the building. What's up?
What's going on? It's been too long.
It's been quite some time.
It's been forever.
Let's start with some Nerd Poops because I got a whole gaggle of. What kind of is it? A gaggle of Nerd Poops or is it a
clusterfuck?
That can work too.
Depending on what the Nerd Poop is, but you know, because seeing as how they're Nerd Poops, I would more likely go with clusterfucks. But you know, you can go with gaggle to be the PC PG.
Without dipping into the backlog that I have, I got 4.
Oh, okay.
Handyman stole $200,000 worth of comic books and fled Italy. 21-year-old woman loses her eyesight after staring at her smartphone game for days. Comic book thief leaps through second floor window to escape authorities. Target burglar says Naruto books were teaching him how to be a ninja.
Okay, let's start with. Wait, what?
Which one you want to start with?
Man, this is such a great smorgasbord. Oh man.
Which one do you want to start with?
Oh, let's go with my boy the ninja.
The ninja?
Man,
Cops target burglar. He says Naruto books were teaching him how to be a ninja. So
the books,
the Naruto books will teach him how to be a ninja.
Not the manga. We're talking about the manga?
Yeah. You know the news don't differentiate between books and manga and comics and
right.
Like, some thieves break into stores to steal money. Others break in to steal jewelry. And then there are those who just break in, practicing entering and exiting buildings like a ninja after reading Naruto books, Dunwoody police said. Christopher Zahir Atkins, 25, of Altamonte Springs, Florida. Damn it! It got to be us.
Florida boy, strike again.
He was arrested 1 a.m. Monday as he was burglarizing a Target store in, I'm not going to read the address of the Target store. Last night, officers responded to a burglary alarm. One of our major retail stores, the alarm company, observed the suspect on camera making forced entry into the business. Officers quickly arrived on scene and checked the area. One of our officers observed a suspect walking away from the business, matching the suspect description seen on camera. Excuse me.
Okay.
Officers.
Naruto people. Okay, Naruto is a great story.
Hold on. We haven't even got to the Naruto part yet.
Oh, this ought to be that. Okay.
So officers interviewed the suspect, and he admitted to making forced entry into the business because he was reading the book Naruto Volume 5. In this book, it was teaching him to be a ninja and how to enter secure areas. Oh my God.
I don't remember Naruto saying, "Hey kids, use my skills for B&E."
Atkins was found with a book bag filled with his belongings that included 10 books, 10 DVDs, a DVD player.
Not all Naruto shit.
A Samsung tablet, Bluetooth headphones, money, and a clock.
Well, damn.
But he admitted to police that he broke in the store because he was reading Volume 5 of Naruto, teaching him how to be a ninja.
Volume 5. Oh, I call bullshit.
Oh, but wait a minute. They say that he didn't take anything. All the stuff that he had in that backpack was his.
What? So why the fuck was he?
He stole that from somewhere before he got there.
I know, right? He stole it from somewhere else. He just got caught at Target. That's all.
They booked Atkins on county jail on first-degree burglary charge, but that's just for the breaking and entering.
Y'all might want to check your inventory.
Is he not? It's a locked room. We can say nothing happened on his end.
Yeah.
Is he clicking the link? Tell him to try again. I unlocked the room.
All right. Seriously though, that's what happened. That's what happened. He was stealing from FYE and got caught at Target.
10 books, 10 DVDs, a DVD player, a tablet, Bluetooth headphones, money. They didn't say how much money.
He had them stacks on him.
And in case you just joining us, these are our Nerdcom Poops. Nerdcom Poops are idiotic things that involve nerd-related objects or some that nerds do. And obviously, starting off right off the bat, Christopher Zahir Atkins gets the Nerdcom Poop for that dumbass reason that he gave the police for breaking into the store, talking about Naruto's teaching me how to be a ninja.
Dumbass. That's hilarious, man.
All right, what's next?
All right, so what were other options again?
The handyman stole $200,000 worth of comics and fled Italy.
Let's go with that one, because that's why my question is, he couldn't have done that anywhere else.
I mean, it's starting to be a lot of comic thefts are popping up.
You know what? And unless, and it's, that's right. There's a lot more that collect.
You skipping? Connection interrupted.
Comics has become so that the 70s and the 60s, in order for you to actually be able to get any money off of anything, unless it was a very extreme rare from a rare copy of something from the 80s and 90s. Yeah. But even then, unless you're dealing in something that was done by Michael, in somebody that's passed away.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Michael
Turner.
What's the name? Father of Aspen.
Michael Turner. I said that.
Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, man, I was like, okay, so why was this guy stealing in Italy?
Oh, no, he wasn't stealing in Italy. He stole and then he fled to Italy.
Fled to Italy. Okay, so break this down for me, man.
Hold on, I'm trying to get Wiki in here.
Wiki can't get in? You gave him the key, right?
You have the
the link?
He said, why am I always bored? What is he clicking on?
Good question. Did you use the original link? Mobile just seems. We'll find out.
This guy he was a handyman in New Jersey. Police say handyman stole over $200,000 worth of comic books and artwork from a New Jersey homeowner before fleeing to Italy.
That's why. He was a handyman.
The theft happened earlier this year when a 64-year-old handyman from Brooklyn, New York was hired to repair a New Jersey home that has sustained water damage. Police say Francisco Bouvier made off. I'm not trying to pronounce these names no more. If I can't pronounce it, I'm making shit up. I mean, y'all don't know who I'm talking about.
Right? Bouvier.
So Bouvier made off with $239,000 in comic memorabilia from the unoccupied home. That's mistake number one.
No, mistake number one was the fact that he was a handyman.
Authorities say the homeowner reported the theft after a friend told him his pieces were on the market. So that means you got so much shit you don't even know what you got.
Yeah.
Investigators said Bouvier sold multiple pieces from the collection before traveling to Italy. The homeowner has since located most of his stolen art, and Bouvier is believed to be in New York area, and they give a phone number to contact if you've seen him.
Oh, so he's still at large?
I guess he was just in Italy for a time, but now they said they believe him to be back in New York.
Damn, comic book bandits, boy. Getting more inventive every day.
And look, New York is a big city.
It is. If them SVU guys can barely catch somebody every week, what makes you think they're gonna just go catch some guy who sold some comic books?
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, he wrong for stealing, but then if I got some shit in there worth stealing, you can damn well better believe I'm not gonna leave a handyman in there by itself.
Oh fuck no! I'm gonna disappear altogether off the face of this earth if I'm gonna steal anything. But if I'm gonna steal anything, it's gonna be more than $1 million.
I didn't say I was stealing anything.
I did. I'm just stating.
I said if I had a handyman working in my house and I had shit worth stealing, I'm not going to leave him in there by himself.
Oh, fuck no. You go in there and watch that motherfucking handyman.
And you talking about
Or
I'm stealing and I'm leaving the state.
You put it away, put it in the safe. I mean, damn, that's the smart thing. Don't just leave it lying out for other people to see. Put it in a room, lock the fucking door. I mean, smart people would do this.
Hey, what's up, David Tucker? David joined the chat. David said, what's up?
What's up, DT?
Hold on, what's the next one? Why? Wicked still can't get in the room? Can you send him? Can you see the link?
No, I told him to use. I told him I'm trying to use the one from the weeks ago.
Okay. We got two left. A 21-year-old woman loses her eyesight after gaming for days on her smartphone, and a comic book thief leaps through second-floor window to escape authorities.
Okay, I want to laugh at something, so I'm gonna go with thief because I consider eyesight to be a sacred thing. So let's go for the thief.
That he leaped through the second-story window?
Yeah. Please don't tell me he was in Florida. I don't know if I can take another one of those tonight.
I'm sorry, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, actually, it's just a guy who jumped through a window after trying to steal comic books.
Dumbass.
And with that sentence, let me ask you, is it really that serious?
You're just stealing comic books. I mean, really, how bad do you think
you're going to go through a second-story window?
It's still theft, but I mean...
But you going to go through a second-story window?
Over some comic books? Depends on those comic books. I mean, are we talking about first edition 1963 X-Men by Stan Lee, signed and graded 9.7?
You're going to have to pawn that shit to pay for medical bills.
Now here's another question. Did he get away?
No.
Then, okay, so I'm going to just answer this all together. If you stole shit and you jumped through a window and you didn't get away, it's not fucking worth it.
There he is.
There he is. Brother Wicked in the house.
I know. What's going on, man?
What's up, Wicked?
Not much. How's everything going, fellas?
It's going.
All right, Wicked. It's all good.
So you got us streaming already or what?
Yeah, we live now. Wicked joining us via
asteroid satellite. Be the comic with Care Bear.
Right? No, we were just discussing this American Poo where this guy stole some comics and jumped out a second-story window and got caught.
Wait a minute, what?
It's one of our American Poo. This is the third American Poo. This is where it happened. We didn't get into the story yet, but this is what happened. Okay, it took place at Times Square, Midtown Comics in New York City.
Okay.
24-year-old man was trying to steal a comic book, tried to avoid the shop security by taking the most direct route. Right through a second-story window.
At Midtown Comics?
At Midtown Comics in New York.
I used to order shit from them.
Oh, me too. I definitely have. So,
I used to order shit from them when I went to Gotham City.
Well, you should be out the damn stealing phase, you little fuzzy thug.
At 24.
And Wuzzle. But it's like, just let man. Save up, unless it's that expensive, one of those expensive ass comics, and you just need to swallow your pride and just know that you can either save up for years or that you're just not going to own this comic.
I mean, seriously, that's what most people do. They wait until they have the money and then go buy things. I mean, this is just basic, economy 101.
Exactly.
That's what we were trying to figure out.
Now you broke the hell up and you're going to jail.
Why is it always you?
And everybody's talking about it.
Huh?
I mean, there's books I want too, but I'm not about
Get out
to
my room.
steal
Close my
them as
door.
much as, that little demon in the box inside may want to say, look, man, we can take all these guys. Just get that comic and walk out of here. But I don't do that.
I'm glad.
Have Care Bear out there in the getaway car. Maybe leave the door open.
What comic? I'm trying to figure out what comic, because it said a comic book. It didn't say a plethora. It didn't say 2 or 3. It said a comic book.
Just one comic book.
So I'm trying to figure out what comic would it be for you to take and jump through a second story window.
I think we all have that comic, that dream comic book that we really or we're just not willing to pay that much money.
I know, I don't.
I don't know. It takes a certain mindset, and I don't know, man. It's like, I haven't stolen anything since I was like a little kid. It's like
It doesn't equate. Mine doesn't equate.
you should be out of that.
Mine doesn't equate to comic books. Now, if it was pussy, then I gotta if I could just bust it in, I'm wrong.
Somebody juicing? Is that what you just said?
Why would you have to
Bust and
steal
run? Hell yeah, I would do it
through a second story window?
through a second story window. If I thought I could get away, I thought I had a chance.
First off, I ain't got to steal it.
Thank you.
Second off, let alone jump through a second story window because of it.
Thank you.
Now when your ass go to jail, you can't run away when they try to take your ass.
Gracias.
You try.
You gonna be limping.
Exactly.
Where you going?
Nowhere fast.
Yes.
Nowhere fast.
And now some may need surgery now, or you cut the hell up, or who knows. Regardless, you did this all for a comic book.
For a comic book. A comic book.
Exactly.
Wow.
You're now got the Oswald Cobblepot swag all over.
Yeah, he was injured. Yeah. He was injured, taken to the hospital, but not before he tried to scrabble his way to a nearby van. So somebody was waiting on him.
Of course. Of course. They always got somebody coming around back just in case.
Somebody else, dumbass, that should have told you that's a bad idea, was waiting in a van for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is where your friends.
I want to work security there. I want to work security there.
Right.
I'll be chasing after. Honestly, now that I see that he's about to jump, I'm gonna let him jump up and take the stairs and go down there while he's coughing, bones sticking out where they shouldn't be sticking out.
Coffee, hot chocolate, or something. Flirt with the girl at the counter.
Can you believe this dumbass just jumped from the? Yeah. He outside right now.
I'm gonna go ahead and take pictures. I'm gonna text it to you.
Hold on, let me get out my phone so I can record this.
Take a few selfies, put it on Instagram.
This is a dumbass that jumped.
Like hashtag being a dumbass.
Oh my god! And the last one.
Believe to fly.
Last one I got is the 21-year-old woman loses her eyesight after staring at her smartphone game for days.
Wow.
What was the game?
What was it? It depends on the game. Is that what it is?
It
doesn't matter what the game.
You're right. It doesn't matter. One phone down. Go to see. I'm sorry that. Honestly, as somebody who had LASIK surgery on his eyes, I kind of feel for her, but because eyesight is a precious thing. I couldn't imagine not being able to see beautiful ladies or read another comic book ever. So yeah. I feel for her, but damn, girl, what the fuck was on your phone that was that important that you stared at it for fucking days and went blind?
Oh, it was a woman from China. She went partially blind after spending an entire day playing a game on her smartphone. 21-year-old goes by the pseudonym. Huh?
Places to old enough to have a job and places to go and to know better.
21-year-old.
China?
She was from China. Wu Xiaojing
Of course.
was a hardcore fan of popular multiplayer smartphone game Honor of Kings.
Okay, I know of that, but still, there's not any game. I mean, we've all had our favorite games that we've been addicted to and stuff, but damn, even we get tired of it after a while. It's like, okay, I got to do something. I can picture any game that I want to be on for 24 hours for free anyway. I mean, I got to get paid for it.
Right?
So it says that she was taken to the hospital where she works in finance. Been playing the game for several hours. Suddenly lost sight in her right eye. She was taken to several hospitals and was diagnosed with RAO, retinal artery occlusion.
Jeez.
Oh, so it's only one eye. Oh, she's good then. I don't feel sorry for her.
It's more common in elderly patients and can result in permanent loss of vision.
Wow.
They got a picture of her in bed, and she's still on her phone. They got a picture of her.
Right there.
They got a picture of her in the hospital bed, and she's still on her phone.
Her one good eye.
Trying to get that other eye to match or something like this.
She only lost sight of one eye.
One eye, the right eye.
Oh no.
She said she gonna level up no matter what it takes.
The one eye. That's some shit right there. I don't have that.
Now, family, this is completely off subject here because we randomly do these things. So, and your boy's behind on a couple things. So I just saw Spider-Man: Homecoming. What was everybody's thoughts on that?
Spider-Man: Homecoming, the revisit. I think it wasn't anything that we haven't seen before as far as Spider-Man goes. I think they just tried to keep us interested with the new technology and whatnot. However, it wasn't bad. It was.
Yeah, I don't think it was horrible. And honestly, I think Michael Keaton, just the way that they did the Vulture was great.
I like the villain more than I did the hero.
A movie that I am really not a big fan of, and that's Flash Thompson.
You didn't like the internet bully Flash Thompson?
Now, my only thing is Flash Thompson shouldn't be shorter than Peter Parker.
You're right. He was an average. You're right.
That he was smaller and shorter than Peter Parker. I'm just used to seeing this Flash Thompson bully, bigger than Peter, than everything we ever seen. The fact that Flash was an Oompa Loompa, I had a problem with that. But that's just me. Like, I still own it. I'm not taking it back or nothing like that.
Right.
In a way,
well, aside from that, I agree with you. I liked Michael Keaton as the Vulture. I liked his take on it. And I actually liked the kid as Spider-Man. Ever since Civil War, I thought he was the better Spider-Man out of all three.
Definitely, he was great.
What's up, Link?
He's the reason why I actually went and saw it. It was like if it hadn't been him, I would have, I probably wouldn't have seen it. But he actually did a good turnout in Civil War, and that's why I went and saw it. So.
Yeah.
Wicked, get closer to the camera. You're under the cover of darkness.
Wicked,
darkness. It's night. It's outside. Am I Zordon now? What is this?
Special guest joining us, Zordon.
It's hard for you to say that.
Where'd Zordon go? No.
You're just gonna have to. Every now and then, I might get a flashlight like that. Oh, okay. You're gonna leave it on? You can see, all right?
We got 3 miles until
Okay, cool. Word.
Link said, "What's good, fellas?"
What's up, Link?
Tell me chilling in the hood, or not in the hood, but.
Oh man, look. I got a Okay, I'm not gonna say it now, but we did our nerd poops. Any nerdgasms? I know it's been a while, so y'all should have something. Jushin, Jushin on that damn South Park game.
Yeah, I'm on the South Park game right now, and it's actually better than I thought it would be. Considering all the racial overtones on this game, I find it funny.
South Park always been racist.
Expensive, but I find it hilarious.
Under 21 or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say my nerdgasms have been all the Dark Knight medals so far. I'm very much enjoying those.
How many of those have come out? I've only gotten the one.
I think it's been the Metal series and then 4 one-shots.
No, don't get me wrong. I think I have. I told him to collect it for me. I just haven't picked up my stash.
Because let's see, you got Red Death, Murder Machine, The Drowned, and the Merciless. Just came out Tuesday. So there's 4 out. Besides all the tie-ins.
I'm not getting the tie-in.
Yeah, I haven't been reading any of the tie-ins either.
Yeah, you tried to push them off on me, but I feel that the tie-ins, they're like Marvel. I got turned off by Marvel. All those fucking tie-ins are too damn much.
There's not a ton of tie-ins. There's like some in like Green Arrow and some in the Titans. Not a whole lot of tie-ins. It's not like it was like the X-Men Marvel did years ago or something like that. But it's not horrible. I know in one of the tie-ins they showed the Batman who laughs. They showed his Batmobile. That shit was crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I did get the Batman who laughs. I thought that one was pretty interesting.
That one hasn't came out yet. How did you get that one?
Wait, no. I thought that one came out.
No, not yet. I was about to say, how did you get those sneak peeks?
I got connections. That's how. That
one has a game. The first one was, of course, the Red Death. After that, it was Murder Machine. After that, it was The Drowned. And this Tuesday, The Merciless came out. The Batman Disputes with Ares.
As far as comic wise, I like the Nightwing New World Order.
Cool, nice.
Has anybody seen Batman the White Knight?
Oh yeah, that's my other love. I love that one, man. Especially, I'm a big Sean Murphy fan. He's the one doing the art. He's the same guy that did the art in Buzzkill and the Paybacks. That's the guy's doing the art.
Wasn't he also the one who did American Vampire?
Yes.
And Tokyo Ghost, I think.
Yes, exactly. That's him.
Tokyo Ghost. Oh, okay.
From Image, yeah.
I remember that.
So he's doing the art for Batman White Knight.
Yes, sir.
So those
I think he's doing some of the writing on it too, but he's definitely doing all the artwork.
And of course, I still like the Defenders, but those 3 are the ones that pop out as far as comic book wise.
Yes, the Defenders are very good. I'm collecting that one also.
I haven't picked up anything video game wise.
I picked up. I also picked up the Shadow of War.
Yeah, I'm trying to finish what I have before I start buying new stuff.
Dude, I got Shadow of War, and next month next week I've got Assassin's Creed, and then I have Battlefronts next month. So I used to try to rush through things just to buy stuff so I could play everything when I bought it. But I just know this October I'm expecting everything, so I'm just taking my time playing it when I can. I already know it's going to be.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
But unlike you, I play all my shit.
My shit, I just buy it and just let it pile up.
I don't just buy it and just let it sit there looking good. Like I stood, I got all this shit, but I didn't pay. I didn't play it.
Link wants to know will anybody be getting World War II this month? Nope, that's a no for me. Call of Duty World War II.
Y'all need to let Link know what the Call of Duty games do to me. So I haven't bought one since Black Ops 2.
That's a strong no for Wicked.
Yeah, because the doctor said I shouldn't probably buy any more Call of Duties.
It's safer for the rest of humanity that way. It really is. Last time Wicked played Call of Duty, he actually tracked the guy down and said something to him that he didn't like. Bought a ticket, flew to his house, knocked on the door, guy came to the door, and that was the last thing the guy remembers. He fucking woke up in the hospital like with a sore, couldn't even talk. Broke his braces.
Wicked was pulling IP addresses.
He said all he remembers is this soft voice telling him,
"Just let it happen. Just let it happen. Just let it happen."
What that ambulance for dinner?
Oh man. Any more nerdgasms? I'm trying to think.
Thor is coming up soon. And Justice League. Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't really.
You do. That. Hey,
looking forward to both of those.
Thor and Justice League.
Thor and Justice League.
They're predicting Justice League.
I think this will be the best Thor, and it's Justice League.
They're predicting Justice League to do as well as the Suicide Squad.
It better be better than the Suicide Squad, because the only reason why I'm staying on the train is because of Wonder Woman.
I mean, it all looks good to me. I know y'all gonna say Wicked. You always say this shit. Except I won't say it about Fantastic Four. But Suicide Squad. It wasn't that bad to me. I like it. Yeah. Things could have been different. Some things could have, but it's a big team. You got multiple stars. It's like it did all right. I didn't.
It's not even a big team, and that's what I think I liked about it. It's like they're just working around the core group of the 5, and then we're probably going to bring in Superman at the end, which is going to work better because he's not going to take away from the rest of the group, bringing the rest of the group out and showing them what they need. Because it's the first time we're seeing Cyborg on the screen, the Flash on the big screen, Aquaman on the big screen. This is a big thing for us, as nerds.
I mean, DC's trying to set things up and get things going on that Marvel level. So
now hold on. We've all seen the trailer, right? Everybody's seen the trailer to Justice League.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or is Aquaman like the underwater redneck?
He's not the underwater redneck. He's the underwater Wolverine. That's what they're making him to be.
He's the underwater what?
Wolverine. They're making him be.
No. Because
yes, watch it. He's going to be the underwater. I watched
Wolverine. It. I'm telling you, that's the feel I got from him. Him every time he was fighting the paratroopers, the demon troopers in the air. He falling out of the sky because he can't fly. Land on the Batmobile. He's like, yeah, like get me a beer.
The same thing fucking Wolverine was saying every fucking time. Talking shit to fucking Cyclops, hitting on his woman, and then going around just doing whatever the fuck he wants. That is exactly what Aquaman is gonna do.
Well, that's gonna be Aquaman. That's gonna make the movie horrible.
I don't expect Aquaman to come in there and fuck the shit out y'all.
Yeah.
He can come here if he wants to.
With that fucking giant ass seahorse, I'll be all right with whatever he hands down.
Aquaman can come in here if he want to.
And have 1 million microbes eating at your asshole.
No.
Yep, that's what you got.
I don't think they got Aquaman right in this Justice League movie. I mean, we just gonna have to see. It doesn't feel.
I think everybody looks good except for Cyborg. Me personally.
I think Cyborg is too robotic.
That's what he is. It's like one thing about the whole Cyborg and what you've got to expect and everything. I mean, it's hard to that's a character that's going to be hard to put on screen without a ton of CG.
Yeah. And he looks like a fucking Rubik's Cube. That's what he looks like.
Oh man, Cyborg is gonna beat your ass.
He's gonna fucking hack and change all my websites, my porn websites to kitty porn websites.
Exactly. You ain't gonna be able to get porn again. He's gonna say too digital, huh? You just gonna see Cyborg say, and all your shit is gonna be erased. No more.
So
my stash, no.
They're taking all your shit. You have to start from scratch.
So Link says that
if that shit happens, I ain't gonna be talking to nobody for weeks because I'm trying to rebuild that bitch.
So Link says the look for Aquaman is tight, but Cyborg looks like a B-list Transformer.
So he looks like a GoBot.
Pretty much.
Like
You know, GoBot was the Kmart brand Transformers. You know, we.
How you say Cyborg looks like Psykill?
Psycho was my boy. You know, we Psycho out of it.
Oh, fuck that. Ricky doesn't look like Scooter. That shit would be horrible.
Hold on, where is? Hold on. Let me see if I can get Link in here. Link, are you decent?
Link fans.
Be jumping in and be butt ass naked and shit going on.
Fucking cool.
Let me copy this link.
So yeah, I don't know. The whole thing looks good to me. I even think he's gonna actually. They've already finished up filming the Aquaman movie too.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. And which I'm excited about. So now they're gonna.
So how are you gonna be talking shit about Aquaman and then be excited about his movie?
Don't get me wrong. I think Aquaman is an exciting character. Like, I wasn't talking shit about it. I was saying that he looks like the Wolverine. He's gonna be that rogue element to the team.
Yes, you were. Don't lie.
Hold up, girl. Really? Is this a city girl who always runs up and hugs people first? Or even introducing herself? I mean, come on.
The camera called you out.
No, it's like, no, I never said he didn't look good. He looks great, but he's going to be that rogue element. Now, Mobile said that he looked like a redneck. I said he looked more like Wolverine.
I didn't say he looked like. I said the way. I didn't say he looked like a redneck. I said the way he's acting in the trailer.
I said just don't bring that weak ass seahorse to my house. That's all I said.
The way he's acting in the trailer is very redneckish to me.
Man, he gonna be a school of seahorses, and they all gonna be in that ass. Seahorses have like 500 babies at once. You're gonna be a dad and a mom. Mama Jushin.
Yeah, the bodies of water for the immediate future.
800 children. Big Mama J.
Juicy, you breaking up?
And the bodies of the water are soon.
Look. What happened to Juicy? Everybody down. These bastards here. Link, you get to your laptop. Juicy, you back? Y'all must have went through some dead areas. Juicy looked like damn Leatherface. Oh.
He's fucking on my internet. Cyborg trying to locate me.
You talking all that shit about Cyborg?
Cyborg heard me talking shit. He's trying to find me.
Yes.
Damn, Wicked, are you breaking and entering? What are you doing? He tried to get those Naruto books.
He's trying to prove he really is a ninja.
Look, I gotta say, since we already jumped into movies, I do gotta say, I saw the Black Panther trailer, the second one.
Oh, yeah. Well, nice. Amazing.
You're not so excited anymore?
Not anymore. I was a tad disappointed.
Because of the second trailer?
Yeah. Did you see it?
What happened?
Did you see that? Did you see the second trailer?
Yes.
I didn't see the second trailer.
Yes, looks amazing.
So Wicked's still on. I'm still on, even though I didn't see the second trailer.
It just kind of made me realize that Marvel has a pattern with their villains.
Oh,
and that just threw me off.
Get your ass beat, and that's it.
Well, not even that. I mean, all of their villains are.
Well, let's go through it. The only villains that they've ever fucking capped the more than one movie so far has been Loki and Baron Mordo. Those are the only two guys to survive both in the first movie. I mean, after that, everybody else is either caught or no. Everybody else gets killed.
It's not even.
Everybody.
It's not even that they're killing them off.
Say what?
It was not even that they're killing them off.
So what is your problem with them then?
They're quote unquote they're all struggling to be the hero, the evil version of the hero.
Well, that's the problem with villains. They all think that they're, not all of them. Really
Not all of them have been like that, and it's been more often than not. But not all of them have been like that, because I was fine with Killmonger just being Killmonger.
Right.
But then in the second trailer, they showed him like in the Black Panther suit, like with the gold version.
Well, that's the thing. Killmonger had a reason for hating the Black Panther. He believed that he could do it better than the Black Panther.
When did he put on the suit though? When did Killmonger put on the suit though?
Dude, these are movies. It doesn't matter what happens.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Marvel has that. They're running this formula with their movies. It was like, and I started looking back. I'm like, in Iron Man, the first Iron Man, it was Ironmonger. In Hulk, it's Abomination. In Ant-Man, it's Yellow Jacket.
Yeah.
Captain America is Winter Soldier. Thor, Loki. It's like, I'm like, well, damn, how many times are they going to do it?
Well, you got to think, man. I mean, honestly, no one's going to stand up to these guys unless they step up to the plate themselves to become either, superpowered or something. I mean, look at what's his name from Civil War, Crossbones. He only lasted 2 minutes.
Yeah,
that's a badass character to last just two damn minutes.
Exactly. We all know that he's such a badass character. He should have had more screen time, but they turned him into a write-off just for something, just for the Major to just have his revenge at the end of the movie. Which fucking sucks, but still. I mean, and like you said, it's the same. This is a guy who thought he was in the right. I mean, heroes came to this country. They thought they were doing. They were trying to do good. They were trying to correct the mistake that they made in Ultron, and his family ended up being killed. So what he wanted to do, he wanted to tear them apart. And in his way, what happened? Crossbones lasted 2 minutes in his plan. And then what happened? He just showed a video to Tony, and Tony just flipped out and started fighting both Winter Soldier and Captain America. And what did we learn? Tony doesn't like to share his fucking things. That's what we learned.
But it's getting to me that all these villains starting to be carbon copies of the heroes. I mean, they could have ran Civil War with Zemo. Zemo was an awesome villain. Because we always say heroes are only as strong as their villains.
And you know what? And that's what I actually expected Civil War, because the way the story was going, I was looking forward to a fight between Cap, Winter Soldier, and the 6 agents. The 6 super soldiers. But then they immediately said, nope. Oh, he already killed all of them. And they're like, what the fuck? That kind of brought that level. Like, he changed the whole script. Like, where are they going with this then? And then when he was like, oh, I want you to see something. And he played that video. I'm like, that's actually the first Marvel movie that actually, you weren't able to see a plot, that you weren't able to follow, that, you weren't able to predict. The rest of them are predictable.
And I always tell people that I don't consider Civil War a superhero movie. I consider it more of a political thriller. Because that's... And
that was the same with Winter Soldier.
That's the tone that they set for it. And it was also an awesome tone. I mean, of course, I'm still going to see Black Panther. I mean, this is the first time a boy on the big screen. Well, not first time, but got a movie to himself, So I'm support Black Panther anytime I can. But I was, like I said, I was more excited to find out that Killmonger was going to be Killmonger.
Cool.
And when he like they revealed him to be Black Panther, I was kind of like, come on, man.
You know what? Don't take everything because a lot of things change from the trailers that they show to the final product.
I'm hoping.
A lot of things, because sometimes you'll see scenes in the trailer that won't get aired in the movie. So
there was a lot of scenes of him in that Black Panther suit.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
You didn't watch the trailer?
No, man. I'll have to watch it after this.
You gonna have to watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the second complaint about it was that it gave too much of the movie away.
Men in Black did that.
Somebody needs to stop whining. That's all.
Shift your cake hole and go see the movie. Buy your ticket now.
Oh man, is anybody gonna be checking out Runaways on Hulu?
Probably not. You have to let me know how that is.
I have Hulu, but I don't know if I'm going to check it out.
No Runaways on Hulu.
No.
So I just hear something amazing, but then again, who knows? I heard Legion was pretty good, so I missed that too.
Am
But,
I working
but
at
hold on, give me
Walmart?
a moment, fam. I'll try to hop back on in a sec, okay?
All right.
Okay.
You guys gave me the
No, well, on that same note, though, the X-Men show, The Gifted, was better than I actually thought.
I'm
Because-
trying to get those. How many episodes are they in right now?
They're at 4 episodes, I think, right now.
Okay, I'm trying to get caught up on those. I don't know. It's gonna be a little bit longer now that Stranger Things 2 have come out tonight on Netflix. So.
And yes,
And I still
just
haven't
was
watched.
watching-
I still haven't watched the fourth season of Voltron.
It's short.
But from what I've been reading, they're saying this is not the fourth season. This is like season 3B.
That's basically what it is, because remember, season 3 only had like 7 episodes.
Yeah.
This is basically the end of season 3. So, and we know they're going to come out with a season 4
Yeah.
with more. So, now I have to watch them again because I watched them, but I didn't really watch them. I ain't gonna lie, I was watching porn at the same time. Priorities, son. Priorities.
Porn, Voltron. I don't even know why you would put those on the same scale.
Hey, I was doing my thing while I was doing my thing.
I'd appreciate it if you never mentioned that to me again.
I can't make any promises.
So how is Gifted?
It's actually pretty interesting. Like I said, they introduced the Struckers, and that's who they're telling the story point from. These 2 kids who the son finds out that he's a mutant because he's getting bullied and picked on. He finds out he's a mutant and he can't control it. But when he reacts, when he destroys the school, he finds out that his sister is also a mutant. So the parent and then their father is he's a prosecutor who basically goes around telling people who are identified as mutants that if they don't cooperate with Sentinel services that they're gonna get sent away and whatever, and that's what his job was. So when he finds out that both his kids are mutants, it's a awakening for the family. It's a rude awakening for the family for them to come to terms with, my God, these kids haven't done anything wrong, And so now what were we gonna do? And so one of the people that he had recently met with was part of the Mutant Underground. So he contacted the Mutant Underground, and they were trying to work a deal with where they were going to get the family away as long as he helped them get to Polaris, and he got caught. And so in the first few episodes, we're trying to get him back, get Polaris back, and try to get the family out. And it struggled with, it was really good because it struggled with the whole concept of being a mutant and being mutants and everyone knowing about it because they went to a family member and somebody, and then you thought when X-Men 2, Iceman, they took Iceman home,
right?
And his brother, and everyone was scared of him, and his brother, called the cops. Well, this time when they went home, the son, the cousin, was all cool about it, like a kid. He's like, I heard you could do things, and you're like, show me. He's all trying to show me, and he was cool about it. And the father was like, hey, let's not really do that here. And it was really cool. But what happened was he let it out on social media, and then they woke up the next morning, and the neighbors from the community are outside and trying to capture the family. So I thought it was a really good different take on the X-Men. They've mentioned the X-Men. The X-Men are missing. So it's all about how do the mutants struggle to survive in a world where the X-Men are missing, and the government has created the civil services, and all they're doing is cracking down on anybody who's a mutant.
Mr. Flores, welcome aboard.
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
What's going on, Link?
What's up?
So we were running through some X-Men Gifted.
I identified Blink and Thunderbird.
Oh, my girl on there, Blink. No, not Link. Blink.
Blink.
Link asses on the Gifted.
I was just messing with him.
Why you tell us you was on the show, Link?
We got a new guy called Eclipse. Oh no, and they also you see Sage. She was on there too.
Oh, you got a new guy called what?
No, you remember Sage from X-Corps?
Yeah, I remember Sage, but you said there was a new guy called something else.
So too. Yeah, she was mentioned.
But you said there was a new guy called something else.
Eclipse.
What does he do?
Basically, he's solar powered, and his blood is basically fire. It's like plasma. It's like,
it was like Sunspot.
Star. Yeah, he got hit, and like all he's just bleeding like plasma all over the place. It was awesome.
So why in the hell they just didn't make him Sunspot?
I'm about to say, yeah. Why not do that?
Because you probably, who knows?
You know what? It's because that eclipse that was coming around this year is probably what it was.
They trying to capitalize on the eclipse? Damn. They try to capitalize on the eclipse.
I thought he was gonna be Sunspot too because he's also Mexican. He's Mexican.
He's South American.
He's gonna be Latina. Like, hey, be Roberto de Gusta. But no, they didn't go that route.
So yeah, like Sunspot was Ecuadorian, if I remember correctly. So he was like South American.
Yeah, he was Brazilian.
Was he Brazilian?
Yeah.
I seem to think he was. I could be wrong, but that's all right.
He ended up being one of the kings of the Hellfire Club too.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
and immortal.
Apparently, he got money.
Turned into being immortal.
Well, they're all immortal. They die and come. Jean Grey's on the way back, so that's
finally.
Wolverine made it back. It took 3 years. I mean, it was a break without him. Thank goodness.
Hey, Deadpool got all his fame.
I knew it was going to happen eventually, but I'm glad. I appreciate the 3-year break, Marvel.
Yeah, you got me, man. Yeah, he was Brazilian, born and raised in Rio de Janeiro. Mixed race, son of a wealthy Afro-Brazilian businessman, Emmanuel de la Costa, and a redheaded American archaeologist, Nina da Costa.
Redheaded American.
Yeah, redheads. Yeah.
Love redheads. They are freaks.
Very nice.
So, what else is hitting besides the Gifted? Flash came back.
Flash did come back.
I haven't watched the first episode. I read some of the reviews. I was a little.
You haven't read the first episode?
Look, what's the word I'm looking for?
I'm excited.
I read about the first episode. Don't come on my show and correcting me, damn it.
I'm excited that this year is not a speedster. That's what I'm excited about.
That the villain?
Who?
The
main villain is not for this season. He's not a speedster.
They just started. Give him time.
Then I'm behind.
So that's because he's I think he's the thinker or some shit like that. I can't remember. But basically, he's from the future. He floats in a chair and he's got this thing attached to his head.
Another future villain. Hasn't everybody been from the future?
So
no, that's only from Legends of the
Legends of Tomorrow.
But wait a minute, haven't all the Flash villains been from the future though?
Eobard Thawne.
He was from the future. He was trying to get back.
Well, King Shark wasn't.
No, not the second one. Not the not Zoom. Zoom was from Earth 2. He was parallel Earth.
Yeah, parallel Earths mostly, but
only Barry has whatever it was.
2 out of 3. Now the fourth one's from the future too.
He was from the future. So
now,
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4 villains are from the future now.
3 out of 4.
It smells like they're running out of ideas.
That's another thing. They're starting to go to Smallville already.
Yeah, that's what I just said. They starting to sound like they're starting to run out of ideas already.
Man, they piss me off with that because, all right, so here you are at the end of the second season. Oh, no, sorry. At the end of the third season, the Speed Force is disrupting the Earth, causing massive chaos.
Yeah. Because
it's unbalanced.
Baby.
He has to go into the Speed
Wait.
Force.
Hold on. Link, how far have you gotten on Flash?
I've seen everything that's on Netflix right now, and I guess season 4 is the one we're talking about right now.
Yeah, season 4 is just starting.
Season 4 yet.
I haven't started season 4 either.
I'm caught up to like wherever they're at. Like what episode 3, 4 right now in season 4?
That's season 3. Yeah, episode 3.
Okay, season 3, episode 3.
This is season 4, episode 3.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, I was about to say I thought I'd seen like 3 seasons of this shit on Netflix, but
yeah, the first 3 seasons are on Netflix.
Sorry about the language.
Jushin already dropped a couple of pussies, so it's...
At least you didn't grab them.
Thank goodness.
Right? Not without permission. But no, so he goes to the Speed Force to save her. So when they get him back, the first thing when what's her name gets him into therapy, she's like, she blows up on him. She's like, "You left me behind," and I'm like, "Bitch, did you not realize I went in the Speed Force to save every fucking body?"
You talking about Iris?
Yes. Oh. I already hate that bitch already. I want her to die.
She's
never been my favorite as far as like love interest for Barry.
Oh man.
And I get what they were doing, trying to be progressive, you know what I mean, with like an interracial relationship. You got, an Arrow, you've got like a gay couple and all this other jazz, and you've got the lesbian couple with Sarah and Talia al Ghul. And you get to see these various sides of society at the same time. I'm like, I think sometimes you can really work too hard to be politically correct, or to be more inclusive, and you can write yourself out of some good story opportunities. I think that's been the biggest issue with Flash, and it's probably my only issue with Flash, because in every other regard, to me personally, as someone who's not entirely familiar with the majority of the comic work,
right?
It's a fun, lighthearted show that gives you some action, some feels, some drama. I mean, it's the more well-rounded of all the CW superhero or the superhero shows that are outside of the Marvel Netflix universe. It's one of the most well-rounded.
Over there, Caitlin for the drama, aside from everybody else.
I think that they should have left Barry Allen gone for half the season at least. Because I think they didn't give Wally and Cisco a chance. They could have grew those characters, especially
like Wally's haircut. It's something about that boy's haircut is killing me.
But I mean, the whole thing.
Right? Seriously,
it's like they're trying to keep him young.
And I respect you more.
Yo, get a slick like this, man. Aerodynamics, son. Aerodynamics.
Right. And make you go faster. Maybe catch up to Barry.
Gotta go fast.
It's like they're not giving the character a chance to progress. It's like every time he gets in the jam, it's like Barry Allen to the rescue.
Yes, and they did the exact same thing this week. They both ran out to Barry couldn't handle the villain on his own. They both ran out there. Wally got laid the fuck out, and Barry saved the fucking day. And I'm like, so why is Wally even over here? What was he fucking doing the whole time?
Why did they make him a speedster to begin with?
Apparently could barely keep it fucking contained. And I'm like, you would think somebody with the fucking Speed Force wouldn't have to struggle to keep shit on the wraps.
Well, you think about like the science probably behind it too. I mean, after you've disrupted a timeline a certain amount of times and you go back and forth, it's kind of like trying to rewrite an old cassette tape. For those of you children who are out there, a cassette tape was this little small piece of plastic that had celluloid tape that was wound around 2 magnetic reels, and you would play it through. Anyway, ask your granddad about it. Ask us in the comments afterwards. But it's like when you run a it's like when you run a cassette tape too many times, man. Even no matter how many times you erase it, when you go back and re-record on it, the information degrades. So I think that's part of what they're trying to play with right now, is this idea that time is not necessarily a constant because it's always in flux. And when you're able to hit certain, parameters, scientifically speaking, you end up weakening that construct because it's always flexible.
Yeah.
And so it's like an elastic on a waistband. You know what I mean? The more you pull and stretch it, here it gets, until at a certain point it starts to fall apart. And I think that's what's happening with this whole like Flashpoint kind of thing they've interwoven through the series, is playing with the notion that that time is flexible, the future and the past is set, to an extent, but time as a construct is always flexible. It's always in flux. So the more you stretch and mess with it, the more ramifications that come behind those actions.
Yeah, I wish they had took that concept on Legends of Tomorrow. Man,
which I think that they may have found like some kind of, because that I think that the ship in Legends of Tomorrow kind of functions like the ship in Hitchhiker's Guide, where it's a probability engine. So It's driven by being able to go back to certain points in time, but based on the probability of certain events happening or not happening or whatever, or where you land or whatever, you can or cannot affect the timeline. So that's kind of like the little workaround with that particular construct. So like if I keep pulling the elastic example, if I keep pulling this one spot over and over and over again, but it's still in the same loop, then what I got to do is if I don't want to wear this whole thing out, I got to go to another part on the band and pull that spot and then go and pull that spot. And so while all those particular, let's say we're just talking about Earth, let's say all those particular locations exist within that one band, that one continuity. If I only pull the fabric at a certain point on that continuity, then it leaves me other points on the fabric to continue to pull before I end up weakening it too much to the point where it becomes unsustainable.
Yeah.
Juicy, anything you got to add to that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I agree, because, I mean, honestly, it is like a string. The more you wear on it, the more it's going to get thin and weaken and before it collapses. So
that's just my fan theory about how they work around with Legends of Tomorrow, whereas Barry, he only has one linear point from which to pull, which is himself.
Well, now, eventually it's supposed to be
create its own vortex, its own vortices to approach time and space. Barry's the only focal point when it comes to running through time. He's the focal point. So wherever he pulls from, he's always pulling from something that's on that continuity, and it only exists wherever he pulls from. He continues to pull from Central City. So it weakens the time continuity there in Central City.
Eventually, it's supposed to become Iris. Iris is supposed to become his focal point because that's what, as far as I'm spouting comic book again, but that was allow him to bounce all over, but still be able to find his way back to his own time, his own Earth, his wherever his starting point was. It was supposed to be Iris. But
and see, my thing would be, the only thing about that would be that Iris would be like one thread in the entire elastic of the continuity that exists around that Earth. So she'd be one thread.
Right.
He'd keep pulling and pulling at that one thread. That thread could weaken, but the remainder of the continuity around it, like if you pull a string out of your shirt, rest of the shirt stays intact, but that one spot gets soft. If you pull threads from all over, then the entire structural integrity of that band or the shirt or whatever will eventually get weakened, but it takes a longer time if you're pulling from varying points as opposed to the same spot over and over again. If I keep pulling this one spot on my shirt over and over again, you're going to get a hole right here.
Yeah.
But if I pull from various other points, then the overall integrity of it degrades, but it degrades at a much slower rate, and it's not as catastrophic in any one point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. What was the link? Are you gonna be checking out? Are you gonna be checking out Runaways on Hulu?
Nah, man. Not unless somebody's got a Hulu account they willing to drop. Because last time I had Hulu, man, I just didn't find enough value in it for me to keep it going. Netflix generally gives me most of everything I want to see. Hulu's got like maybe one or two shows.
That's what
Amazon Prime has like one, which is The Tick, and like I just don't understand like we've always bemoaned the cross-platform thing on River City Gamer Squad, but cross-platform play, being able to bundle those services in a situation that's like Verve for like the Verve does for like various other channels. If you could do that and say like as opposed to paying, let's say like now it's like what $12.99 for Netflix if you want four screens.
It's still 10. It's like if you want 4 screens, but I don't know. Why would I need 4?
Yeah, well, I mean, between me and my girl, she's traveling and everything like that. I figure I throw down for the 4 screens. She can watch over there. I can watch over here. I can watch on my phone. She can watch on her laptop, whatever. So let's say like, all right, you've got like a bunch of different streaming services that pretty much deliver similar kinds of content. instead of them all like fighting for one particular piece of the pie, why don't we all band together and say, hey, if you only like the stuff that Netflix offers, or that Hulu offers, or that Amazon Prime, or Bootyflix.com offers, then you can pick and choose the ones that you want, or you can get a bundled service and get all those for like $25 a month, as opposed to paying $12 here, $10 here, $30 here. You know what I mean? Or it's usually like between $10 to $15,
depending on whether you're going to go commercialist or.
Look, right. I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now, Bootyflix.com is not going to be included in that bundle package. That's going to be a package all its own.
Bootyflix.com might be the one that drives people to go like, hey, I'll get Netflix and Bootyflix.
Because I got
Bootyflix for $25 a month, my dude. Like, I'll go ahead and pay $30 a month. Get my Netflix, Hulu, and my Bootyflix.
I'm struggling to understand Marvel's move here, because some people were saying that the majority of their stuff is already on Netflix. So the most common thing for them to do was to go to Netflix with this Runaways. But it seems like they're trying to spread thin and jump to Hulu. What is Cloak and Dagger coming to? Because that's supposed to be coming out pretty soon too, isn't it?
It's supposed to be on Marvel. It's supposed to be on Netflix, from what I understand.
So Cloak and Dagger is going to be on Netflix. Punisher, Daredevil season 3, Luke Cage season 2.
No, wait. No, Cloak and Dagger. No, they were going to go teen, so that was going to be on Freeform. That's what it was. It's going to be on Freeform.
See,
because they have all those little teen shows on Freeform, the Shadowhunters and whatnot.
I wasn't aware.
Yeah, that's where Cloak and Dagger is supposed to go, because it's supposed to be about a teens. They're going to put it on Freeform. That's where that's going to
now, and like I said, it's already getting out of control. You got Marvel, Netflix. That's what I figured they would do. The more common thing to do was to throw up the damn Runaways on Netflix. But no, they wanted to spread thin and go to Hulu. But now here's the thing. Disney is supposed to be pulling all Disney. They're supposed to be pulling all Star Wars, all Marvel from Netflix, and starting their own subscription service.
I hope that shit fails. I hope it falls.
Not only that, they're supposed to be launching their own ESPN service too.
And it's the way it is now. And unfortunately, that's the way it is, because they can all see that Netflix, which has been around since late 90s or something, because they started off sending email. They started off mailing DVDs to people. You didn't have to go to Blockbuster to go rent a movie. And then they started streaming, and it turned everything around because you could stream. And then all of a sudden, Hulu's like, well, you know what? Over there, you can stream movies. We can stream live television shows. So Netflix upped it up. We got our own movies. We have our own TV shows, and you can do it all in one go.
You can stream your live TV shows. You know what they call that shit? Cable.
Right. And now you have CBS. It's like, you know what? CBS. We've got a lot of stuff that we're going to stream. Plus, we're going to do you one better. We're going to throw the new Star Trek series on there as well.
CBS with the Star Trek
if you want to see that, you got to come to us. And I went to them. I got it.
How was it?
I love the Star Trek show. It's really unique. I like it. It's good.
I asked somebody about it, and they explained it to me this way. They said, if you want to see, he said Star Trek Discovery is playing out like Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, I can see that.
And he said, if you want to see
series,
like the sci-fi series Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, series.
And he said, if you want to see a Star Trek series,
you have reimagined Klingons that don't look like the Klingons that we all grew up with.
Yeah,
they're not flat browed. They're not with the Worf brow.
Well, Worf,
they're completely different.
B'Elanna Torres.
What the fuck?
And when I saw them, I was like, what the fuck? But you saw it, and then you heard the language, and you're like, oh, they're Klingons. And then they mentioned them, and the show took off. And I'm 6 episodes in right now, because that's how far they've done, and I just can't stop watching it because they went different. with Division, but they also showed you that the main character is a human who was raised by a Vulcan, by Sarek, but then turned out to be a trait who tried to stop a war. She betrayed her captain and her crew trying to stop a war and failed. And so everybody looks at her as the only Starfleet traitor. So every time she walks around, everyone's looking at the side of their eye at her and whatnot. But she's struggling to find herself as a human among humans. As a human who was raised by Vulcans among humans. So it's real. And your captain is basically Captain Ahab. His main goal is to use any means necessary to end the war. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna use you. You're the smartest human that I know. You started this shit. You're gonna help me end it.
Malcolm X meets Captain Ahab.
Yeah, man, and he does not pull any fucking punches whatsoever. And it's unique because her roommate is one of those awkward personnel. She's like an awkward person, and she talks to her, but she's afraid to. When she first met her, she was afraid to say something. She kind of threw her under the bus in the first episode, but they kind of made up about it. She's someone that you wouldn't see in the other series. You wouldn't. She would just be a background character.
Just based on the look of what they did with the Klingons right now, just from the show, it looks like they're trying to play the race politics into it. Like they are decidedly African American looking.
Yeah, very well. That's the thing, though. They're either very fucking dark, but there's also who's the albino.
Right, but I'm saying it's like they're trying to play on the like the Brown versus the Board of Education kind of thing, the integration of the American school system. Just with the look and everything like that, them being so very Africanized, like even in their dress, not only just their look, but their dress, the outfits that they're wearing are very tribalistic and everything like that. And they harken back to some of ancient African ceremonial wear or just customary wear. And I think that might be one of those things. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's actually pretty intriguing.
And I can see that. And now that you mentioned that, because when you talk about the Klingons, their houses, they're a society built, like you said, they're a tribal society built on houses that are factions. So it's like, yeah, I can see that.
Because the guy that I asked, he said, if you want to watch, hold on, he said if you want to watch,
looking at the images.
He said if you want to watch, he said the Star Trek Discovery is more like Battlestar Galactica, but if you want to see a good Star Trek series, watch Orville.
I've heard that too. That Orville's not just like comedy. Yeah. It's actually pretty deep.
It has this moment. That's the thing about Orville. It's like Star Trek, but it's not.
It's like if Galaxy Quest was dark.
Yeah, it's like Galaxy Quest. Okay, so Seth MacFarlane is never shy from the fact that he loves science fiction. He loves science.
Right.
Because he's always had guest appearances from members of the Star Trek Next Generation crew. Patrick Stewart's one of the voices from American Dad, And he's always had them on the show, and he's always loved Star Trek Next Generation. So, or all the Star Trek shows. So he started the show, and everyone expected it to be a comedy.
Yeah.
But it's actually a drama, and it's got its comedic talents. It's got its comedic parts because the crew says shit that we would say. Not like when you go in there, in the 24th century, they were just straight business. They went down, they sat down at boards, they talked about, the intramural champions that they were going to fight, hand-to-hand combat. This shit, the first episode they got on board, the helmsman, who was his best friend, started talking shit to the navigator about the first officer. And he's like, oh, that's his ex-wife. He's like, are you fucking serious? He's like, oh, yeah, man, she's a total bitch. And so, he was like, are we talking about this? And then it's like, oh, yeah, we're talking about this. So it's like, that's the shit that will really happen, like, if you were working in this environment. So, you can relate to this crew.
Right, okay. I might have to pick that up. That's one of the things, like, outside of other stuff I'm watching. I don't want to derail your podcast. I'm sorry I went, like, on the scientific shit with Flash and, this sociological bit with Star Trek that, LaTuan knows that's just how I do stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, a point of view that's not always discussed, so, bring it out.
Yeah, man. That's it. I'm down for it.
All right, what else am I missing? We talked Flash, we talked Star Trek Discovery, Orville, the Black Panther trailer, we got on that. Marvel's Villains, we touched on that. No one's watching Runaways, of course. You know what I missed? I got to get back to the theater. Jackie Chan was back in the theater with The Foreigner.
I have not seen it yet. Don't. If anybody see it, do not.
I haven't seen it. I have to get to the theater.
I haven't seen it. I've been missing the chance to go see it.
I know. I was supposed to go and see it last weekend, but I had started a new job, so it was just job, and thinking maybe I can get the baby to take my little brown ass out as like a.
You know what? I might have to go see it this Sunday because I've been watching football, so I couldn't watch Blade Runner. And I couldn't watch The Foreigner because the Shogun came into town. So this Sunday, because the Jags have a bye mission, away game. Oh no, this is their bye week. I might be able to go watch one or two movies this Sunday.
Oh, word. Okay. Shit, what time?
So I might have to do it later because we're finishing off our.
Bro, I'm off Sunday.
We're finishing off our Ghibli Fest.
We might have to go and work this out and go and see that shit together.
Hell yeah!
Me and my oldest Padawan are finishing off Ghibli Fest. This Sunday is Spirited Away, I think, and then next month, the last Sunday of next month, is going to be our last movie.
What's the last movie?
Is it Ponyo?
No, it's Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh my god, I got goosebumps. I got actual goosebumps. I love those movies.
That's the last movie we did.
Yeah. My favorite is still the first one I saw, Princess Mononoke.
Yeah,
Miyazaki is one of my biggest inspirations behind my art career.
Yeah,
Mononoke was my first one too.
Anime. Well, he's one of the reasons why I stayed with anime because of how beautiful his art was.
It was him and Masamune Shiro because Masamune Shiro, like when I read the original manga of Ghost in the Shell, I was just like, oh my god! Like if you get the fat body like collected editions, like I used to have one.
Yeah.
And the little details that he took from his sketchbook and put in between the chapters to show you like how a cybernetic arm would work and what relative proportions were for this, that, and the other. I was just like the Fuchikoma and the Tachikoma and everything like that.
Yeah.
And like what I was like, dude, this guy has thought out this whole world.
He did.
And Miyazaki was no different, and the way he realized his characters and his stories, man, I'm jealous right now.
Look, I
gotta say that started with the Gundams because when they revealed the Gundams and they revealed the depth of detail that they put into that, everybody kept doing it from then on out straight. Every manga you saw with a mech has detail.
Had to have.
About their mechs, and it is amazing how detailed they go into the construction all the way out to the gloves, the mechanics, the weapons. I mean, it is just amazing. And these guys, you look at it, and you're like, well, hell yeah! From a country that leads us, the world in robotics, hell yeah, you can believe me. They can make this bitch work. I mean. Their giant Gundam that they have outside their store, and I'm still waiting for that motherfucker to start walking one day.
They deconstructed it.
Go ahead, Antoine.
They deconstructed that Gundam.
Yeah, they built a unicorn Gundam.
Oh, okay.
Now,
they put a unicorn out there now, so I'm waiting. Like I said, man, I'm waiting for that motherfucker to start walking.
You guys have seen Bubblegum Crash or Bubblegum Crisis, right?
Crisis.
Yeah.
There was another one called Gunbuster that came out like years before them. If you've never seen Gunbuster, go look that shit up. But Gunbuster did that exact same thing you were just talking about, Jushin, where they built it out to scale, and they were like, okay, on the scale of what the Gunbuster is, the Gunbuster's like this.
Yeah.
And this is like...
Yeah, right?
This, and then this is like the space shuttle, and then a fighter plane. This is person. It was just like, dude, the Gunbuster is like 400 stories tall. I'm like, this thing is like the size of it's bigger than the Sears Tower. And it's just like this thing just floating around in space, and these two little, tiny little girls who are just like running around in little bikini suits are flying this whole fucking giant piece of technology. Get the fuck out. It was amazing. Rip off the shirt, and then this is the first time I ever saw an anime titty. It was just like
bouncing and shit.
You're like blue. I'm like,
capture full attention. What else is gonna happen?
Rewind that, dog. Rewind that real quick.
I ain't gonna lie, man. When we used to get ready for school and play Sailor Moon, watching those transformations very closely. I watched them every morning.
Of course you did, you nasty bastard. Look,
like,
Jacob.
I knew motherfuckers were teasing my ass, but still, I was watching every fucking transformation.
That was before we learned about fan service.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it.
Fucking fan service.
Y'all children need to get like us. That's what the problem is. Y'all would be so sensitive. You didn't see your first anime titty at 9.
Jacob Mickelson's in the chat. What's up, Coach Jacob? He was said new Assassin's Creed came out today, didn't it? Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Has anybody seen any gameplay? Is it same old, or is it just is this revitalizing the Assassin's Creed franchise?
The only gameplay I saw from that was just basically what was at E3 earlier this year.
Oh, and shit. So you motherfuckers got me here. Assassin's Creed is out. I gotta go get that.
Yeah, I didn't see any other gameplay, but like I think what they've done is they took some cues from the other Ubisoft games that they made, like Far Cry and like The Division, and even on into Ghost Recon Wildlands, where they've tried to implement more tactics as opposed to just drop down, kill that guy, run away, hide. Right. You know what I mean? And then implementing I think it's not an eagle necessarily, like a falcon or something like that.
Right. The Eagle Vision.
Right. Implementing the Eagle Vision isn't just to uncover shit in the world. Like you can actually use it like in Far Cry, where you had the owl in Far Cry Primal, and the owl could actually scout locations, mark enemies, conduct small strike attacks and stuff like that. I think they're implementing those things that they've been working on, and this is it looks like it could become their magnum opus, as far as those kind of open world exploration, but still like mission based and story based kind of games are going. Whereas Ghost Recon Wildlands is more freeform and allows you to kind of like take chances and take risks and stuff like that. Seems like this particular Origins is going to be more structured, but with allowing you some open access with the integrations that they've made from their other games.
That's nice because I kind of got a little franchise fatigue after Assassin's Creed 3. I didn't even pick up Black Flag and what was the other one that everyone was talking about was so good?
Syndicate.
I didn't pick up either one
Unity
of those.
Was kind of garbage.
I gotta lie. Black Flag is still my favorite to this day.
It's still your favorite?
Pirate ships, boy.
How do you think Origin's gonna do then?
Open world Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I mean,
it's got a good chance.
Like you say, you started to get a little sick with the whole Assassin's Creed, because I got the fatigue last 2 years ago when Syndicate came out, and I was playing it, but I wasn't really playing it. I was just going through the motions.
And then
finally, I decided to, okay, I'm gonna get up, and I still haven't beaten the game to this day. Tell you the truth, I stopped. I got onto something else, and I told myself I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna play it and complete it, and I still haven't completed.
Yeah.
And I purchased this one, and I purchased the whole package with the
DLC,
whole, the season pass or whatnot. So
you got the season pass.
I dropped the whole $100 on it. So.
Jacob said Syndicate is better than Black Flag.
Yeah.
No, there's no way in hell, sir.
I have yet to play Syndicate.
It's just me. I'm right, you're wrong. That's all that matters.
It's okay. You're entitled to your wrong opinion. That's the stance you're going to take.
Yeah, you're entitled to your wrong opinion. Sounds just like me. I'm just saying, I didn't get to play many of the Assassin's Creed games because, I think during that era, I was still just like in my broke is a joke phase. So I had my GameCube and I had like a PlayStation 2, but I wasn't really messing with nothing else new. And then when I started to come up into the next gen systems, like I got to the 360,
right,
and I pretty much just like Gears of War got into me, and I was just like, that's it.
This
is the game.
Gears of War was good.
So I was just like, I like that shit, and I think the reason why is because I like the idea of an open world exploration kind of thing, and the stealth tactics and everything like that. But like Gears of War just made me feel like I was 10 years old watching Predator again. You know what I mean?
I can see that, yeah.
Watching those old, like, big dudes, big guns.
And you know what? It was one of those games where you actually fought hard against those. It was like you had to stop them before they fucking took over the world, and it And not only that, but they also had a great cast of characters that you actually liked. The Coltrane.
Coltrane.
Man, it was good. It was a good game. It was a good game. I thought that was so good, I didn't even bother with the second or the third because I didn't want to ruin my experience.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, as a fan of the games, like the weakest one out of them all, and I haven't played 4 yet, the weakest one out of them all might be Judgment, only because Judgment pushes you to do certain what they call declassified missions. We'll get into that maybe off camera, but the Gears of War franchise as a whole had so much that wrapped me in, and it was because, you know, while you had this big meatheads doing big meathead stuff kind of storyline, there was still like an emotional tie amongst all of them. It felt like Band of Brothers with chainsaw bayonets. Like they just went in there and just started like just wrecking stuff and trying to win the war and save the world. But there were some real heartbreaking moments in that game that just made you go like, ugh, like I don't know how I feel right now. I need a shower and a soda. It would just take you back, you know what I mean? And so like Assassin's Creed never really wrapped me like that. But when I started playing Black Flag, I got intrigued in the story for once. You know what I mean? Like the rest of this, oh, we're going to look at your genetic history and you would decode your memories and stuff like that. I'm like, yes, that's nice. But when they started going to focus less on the Animus and started focusing more on the characters that helped shape the different factions of the Assassins and the Templars, that's when I started to feel like, okay, now we're going somewhere, because now you're telling a story that I'm actively involved in, instead of almost being like a passive observer, because when you go too far outside the reach of the memories, you would lose connection to the Animus and then game over. I'm like, well, what the fuck, man? Did he not go over here? Didn't he explore his whole city? Why the fuck did he go there?
Not killing certain people. Not going there.
Exactly.
I know I might pick it up, but a lot of people, I know, Jushin, you say you picked up Shadow of War. How's that gameplay? Because a lot of people had an issue with, it said something about the slavery that was in it.
The fact that you can enslave the orcs. I mean, honestly, I don't understand what they're. You basically had orcs who were trying to do every fucking thing, trying to kill, and you could enslave them. But that was from the first one too. Yeah. You can make them under your power. You can make them thralls under your power.
Was it the orcs or was it the what were the giants? The giant ones that you could because you also could enslave the dogs or when you let them out of the cage, right?
Yeah, you could only tame a Caragor for so much time, and you'd have to actually drop down on them. And I think that was the one thing that took me out of that, is that you had to like drop on them. I couldn't just go head to head with a Caragor and be like, "Get your ass," and it was like, "Nah, I'm gonna eat your son."
Because every time you go head to head against a Caragor, they grab your sword and they throw you off to the side, and if you miss time that, they fucking jumped on your ass.
Yeah, the Caragors were almost more of a pain in the ass than those giant beasts, and I forget what they're called. I didn't even bother with them. I would just try to, just shoot them in the head from far away and not deal with them. Huh?
The mountain trolls?
Yeah, and I was just like, I don't want to fuck with them. I just run away, or I would incite other, Uruk tribes to go and fight them and let them beat them down, and then like try to get my last couple shots in to get the kill, because I'm sneaky like that. I don't want to do all that extra work.
So the inclusion of the whole slavery deal is not a big thing, it's not a big thing because it was coming out of the first game as well. So
those same people would love to have Jedi mind powers, so they could be like, "You're going to polish my shoes every day.
Exactly.
You're going to make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at 2:34 every day." That. Get the fuck out of here! Like that's all it was. It was just basically a Jedi mind trick, just in the world of Lord of the Rings. And it's not like they had them like lined up in chains, like harvesting elderflowers or anything like that. I mean, it wasn't anything like that. So I think that's I'll be way too sensitive over something that doesn't matter. Think about real stuff.
Yeah, we got real world problems.
Yeah, it's just a game. I mean, we're talking about orcs here, and it's just a game. Like, I don't know, like the South Park game. They were talking about how people were in an uproar about the gay fish segment, because in the show, the gay fish was Kanye West. So, and they're saying, "Oh,
Link, you got way too much enjoyment out of that, Link."
and his dead mother. But you get to this, it's not Kanye West, and it's the gay fish and a unicorn in fucking heaven is trying to get to heaven. You gotta avoid the devil. Man, I was like, how, people read too much into fucking shit. Serious.
I just like the fact that they did the color slider for difficulty. That was hilarious.
Oh, right. We were talking about that too. Did you? Do they have the? You've been playing it for a minute, Jusha, right?
Yeah.
Is your character darker or lighter?
Oh, I made that motherfucker as dark as possible, so that way I could make it more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Is it truly?
I like the way they did it, though.
Is it truly more difficult, or was it just cosmetic? Because me and Link were having a discussion.
I don't know if it was more difficult, but I can tell you, like I told you before, I was fighting this one character. The cops had me go in and arrest. Like I had gotten Token's dad arrested and Nicole's father arrested, and then I go back to the police station. And I find out that they had arrested like all the black people in town.
Yeah,
and I had made my character black. So apparently my parents were also in jail. You go fight the chief of police, and they're feeding black people to this monster called Sub Negra, which was, nigger, a different form. It's just stretched out and spelled differently. And it was like, well, you don't eat black people. So then you had to fight this thing, and it took me an hour to fight this fucking thing.
And that was the thing that I think that they were saying is like, it wasn't necessarily that it would change the combat difficulty so much as it changes your interactions with the NPCs and other characters in the game.
I think it did, because I thought it was hilarious, because I walked into a house and they're like, "Are you sure you're supposed to be here?" And I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Exactly. And I thought that was brilliant, because it's a social commentary built into a game. And they're like, the darker you are, sometimes the harder your life is. And it's very, I will say this,
very true.
Trey Stone and Trey Parker, Matt Stone, like they have always, whether their series as a whole was on point or not, whether it was like, socially relevant all the time or not, they've always had their finger on the pulse. And I think that in recent years, they've kind of like reel it back, and especially with the game, they're like, this is a way that we can actually, outside of being a passive audience and just watching South Park and going, ha ha ha, that's funny, we can throw this at them in the game and let them kind of get a slice of life of what this is really like for our brothers and sisters of color who live here, in the world with us, and see a little bit of like, it does get tougher. The shit isn't always a smoother road.
Yeah.
The darker your skin is, man, sometimes like that's just
it's not easy. I mean, things are affected by it. Now, people may not want to do, may not even realize it at the time, but and they may not even want to do it. But it's like every now and then, you see somebody with darker skin, you may look at them differently. It's like you may not even mean to do it, but you go to a bad neighborhood, and all of a sudden you see a couple of a questionable neighborhood, and you see some black guys standing up. You might want to lock your door. You might roll your windows up. Subconsciously, you might watch them longer in a way. I mean, I don't go.
And that's the thing.
Every time I go through the hood,
I don't go to any neighborhood. I don't go to any neighborhood that the ice cream truck don't go to.
Exactly.
Get them dollars. Now, there's a quote that I remember. I think it was from Boardwalk Empire, and I'm gonna very loosely paraphrase this because I want to go into the racial slurs. But he was like, N-word pennies, Italian pennies, Irish pennies. I think it said like Jewish pennies. They all spend the same. Ice cream man goes everywhere. And I'm just like, if more people had, at least at the very bare minimum, if we had that same kind of mentality, it's like, don't we all need the same basic shit? Don't we all need to be treated like, we're all going to be buying into this? So, I mean, whatever. If you want to make it an economic argument, then there should be no reason for racism, period. Because my green is just as green as that guy's green, as that guy's green, as that chick's green, as that guy/girl's chick green.
Is the same as the other guy's $1.
Okay, it's worth the same no matter where neighborhood it comes from. And I thought that was really cool for South Park to include that. And they were like, even in the in-game economy, it was harder for you to glean resources and to gain, in-game currencies for the things you need to do. The darker your skin got as a character, like I said, it's maybe not. It maybe, I don't know the best way to put this. it might not be the most forward-thinking way to approach the subject, but at the very real point of contention, it's the most honest way to approach it.
And I think they've always touched on issues people didn't want to discuss publicly.
Yeah, but those uncomfortable situations
behind closed doors. So yeah, they've always touched on it, and I'm glad they touched on it here because football players. And here's the thing: people have been hemming and hawing about the football players taking a knee. People don't want to watch the football games because they don't think that the black football players who are paid outrageous sums of money have ever been approached or affected that way or have been treated that way. But he's like, you know what? You're right. Maybe most of them haven't been treated that way. Then again, maybe some of them have. You don't know. Maybe most of them have. But here's the thing. Was anybody paying attention before they started kneeling? No. And it wasn't trying to say they were disrespecting the flag. They were just trying to bring more attention to the fact that, this inequality still exists. So, so this is their way of saying, hey, you know what? We're going to throw it in the game.
Right.
Go ahead. I like it. They're not being, and the thing is, they're not being blatantly outrageous about it.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Exactly.
Well, we running out of time, so before we click off, any last words? Anybody?
I have nothing.
Oh, I got stuff. I'm not going to do it here.
I hope it's not about PewDiePie.
You know what? I will touch. I'm gonna land on PewDiePie with both feet on River City Gamer Squad. That's what I'm gonna do.
We're going ham. We're going ham on PewDiePie.
I love y'all too much to do that to your people who watch.
Appreciate.
They want to do that. Hey, they want to do that. They can come and see River City Gamer Squad, or like I said, I was talking with Twan, the podcast that I'm working on, which hopefully will get started within the next month. I just gotta tighten up the demographics and everything like that. But it's going to be a more socially, politically motivated podcast, and it'll be focused on those issues, so we can take it away from the context of. And we'll probably still include pop culture and gaming and comics and stuff like that.
Right.
But we're going to be focusing more on societal, political, economic issues as they affect us as a community. I think that's something that needs to happen. So just keep your eyes out. The Wandering Minds podcast is on its way.
Definitely. Well, if nothing else, then that's it for time. Link, I appreciate you jumping in and chatting with us. We got Jushin. If you want to keep checking us out, we all across social media. Next Saturday, I'm going to be streaming first thing for Extra Life at UF Health in Shands. So if
I'm gonna try to get there. My homeboy's wedding is the same day, so I'm gonna try to get there.
I've been hearing a lot of people getting married that day for some reason. But if you guys get a chance
on the 11th,
on the 4th, November 4th, next Saturday.
Shit, my bad.
So if you guys get a chance, come check it out. Bring the kids. The kids will have a good time. It's we streaming to raise money. If you haven't heard of Extra Life, the Direct Edition been joining them for the last 3 years. Our giveaway this month is not really a giveaway. It's a raffle. We're raffling off our Assassin's Creed
bag.
Our Assassin's Creed prize pack.
Oh.
By the way, my girlfriend said hi. She's on her way to the house right now from the airport. So she said she's sorry she missed it.
What's up,
she's
Go?
watching right now. She's watching right now.
We're raffling off the Assassin's Creed backpack. Every $1 you donate is one entry towards winning, and everybody is allowed to win this time. Usually it's
I'll put my money down then.
Usually I tell the Direct Edition crew that they're not allowed to enter the prizes, but it's for the kids, and everybody is allowed to enter. If you want to enter,
nobody's winning it. I don't care what they think, how much they donate. I'm getting that bag. Even after I jump out of the second story window, I'm getting that
bag. So everybody is allowed to win. Every $1 you donate to the Extra Life Fund, and if you head to the Facebook page and click the link, it'll take you directly to the Extra Life page. Every $1 you donate is one entry into winning this bad boy. And it's not just this bad boy, it's going to be filled with swag as, only the Direct Edition do. So,
amen to that. I'm testament to that. The direct edition, when they do a swag bag, they go all out. If you are not doing this giveaway right now for financial reasons, that's understandable. But if you got like $2 in your pocket, rub them $2 together, throw them at the direct edition for this particular.
All it takes is one entry to win.
Man,
it just takes one entry to
win.
I
haven't won a damn bag yet.
Because you're not allowed. That's because you're not allowed to win the bag. Now this is the first time.
You just say everyone is allowed to win this bag.
Just for this bag. He said.
I got that Walking Dead bag 2 years ago. I'm still talking about that shit. That shit was fire. I still got the shirt. People are like, oh, that's a dope ass shirt. Do you know where I got it? I got it on Facebook.com/The Direct Edition. You can also follow them on Instagram at The Direct Edition. You follow them on Twitter at The Direct Edition.
Hey, you pay this man to say all this?
Hell no.
That's none of your damn business.
Wait, this cider is really good, LaTwan, by the way. Where'd you get this from? No, man. I love you guys. Like, when I first found out LaTwan was doing this, and I was just like, I hadn't met any of you cats yet, and then you guys are good enough to invite me on the show that one time. I was blown away. It was like one of my first forays into podcasting. I was so excited, and I've been a huge fan, and like, I'm saying this just as a fan. Not as a guest, not as a friend, just as a fan. If you are not getting involved with the direct edition and the wonderful things that they do and the wonderful content that they produce, you are sorely missing out. And if you're watching this right now, you need to tell somebody about them, because this, you've got to hear this, man. Everybody should be listening to this show, man.
Tell your mama.
We're driven by Mobile. He's a taskmaster, but he's the heart and brains behind this operation.
God bless him, man. God bless him.
That's why I keep these. Link, you remember these.
I gotta go get me some more. I'm running out. I gotta can't miss out. Gotta keep it moving. Gotta keep it moist. Gotta keep it moist, baby. Gotta keep it moist.
But all right, we'll be back.
So much for letting me jump in here, man.
No problem, Link. Thanks for joining us. You can catch Link and myself on the River City Gamer Squad. Jushin is our nuclear nerd reactor. He's always reacting nuclear about something. Like I said, catch us all on social media. We're gonna be hitting up the Extra Life. So, I mean, stay tuned. So Cam not invited on the cast. Cam, you were streaming, Cam. That's why you couldn't come on. So don't be giving me shit because you're not here right now. But all right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll catch y'all 2 weeks. Direct edition.
2 weeks.
All right.
All right, man.
Play out.